Hey, what's going on everyone? I am the OPJellicent and we're back here on Pokemon Showdown today. I'm going to be building a team around regular Gengar, then I'm going to hop on the ladder, test out the team, make any changes to it that I do feel are necessary, and the final team will be down below in the description for all of you to try out. So, looking at the Gengar set that we're running right here, it's just a Choice Specs for attacks variant right here. We got the Dual Stab, Focus Blast to help out against Heatran, and then I'm actually taking Psychic to be able to 2-hit KO Toxapex because that's also one of the most common switch-ins, but there are definitely some other coverage options. You can go with HP Fire to be able to better wear down Ferrothorn, but Stab Shadow Ball is going to be doing quite a bit of damage to that anyway. And you can try to catch it with Focus Blast, which is obviously not a very reliable attack, but if you do want to go for it, you can, of course. Now, in terms of just the best switch-ins to Gengar, Assault Vest, Magearna, and Chansey are definitely the two big switch-ins right there. So when I looked at those, I figured that Mega Medicham could just be a really nice physical wall breaker alongside Gengar to be able to get rid of those. This is a really nice offensive pairing right here. This is a nice special one, and then this can help out with AV Magearna and then Chansey, of course. So we're going to go ahead and go with the just standard Jolly spread right here. And we'll go with the Fake Out variant right here. Fake Out Ice Punch, and then we'll go with High Jump Kick and Zen Headbutt right here. So I definitely like this pairing right here. I put the 4 EVs in, of course, so that definitely looks very good right here. Now, I'm pretty sure we already have enough wall breaking potential on this team just with these two alone. Like, they're both very strong. Now, unfortunately, due to the fact that Gengar doesn't actually have Levitate anymore, this makes us very weak to opposing ground types like Landorus T. And I guess Zygarde would be able to hit both of them anyway with 1,000 arrows, so we need some sort of ground resist on this team, and we can definitely worry about that later, I think. First of all, I do want some sort of momentum and rock support. The set that I actually really want to try, and I've actually never used it before, is Z Wild Charge Koko. Do I want to add that now? I've always wanted to try it, and I think it could be helpful in terms of luring Chansey if we can get rid of the Eviolite with perhaps a knockoff user later. And can also lure AV Magearna, because obviously most Kokos are special, so a lot of people like to pivot into that. And that can really help out our Gengar offensively too. And it would take up our Z move slot, but I think it's really worth it right here. I really do want to try that set out. So let's go with Z Wild Charge Koko and see what we can do with this live. If I don't feel as though Z Wild Charge Koko is for me, or I'm just not, it's not working out, I can obviously change it later, but we're going to go with the spread right here. I believe the standard EVs are just max HP, max attack. I'm putting Wild Charge into the item slot when Electrium Z should go right there. So we'll go with that, and then we'll go with the Wild Charge. U-turn is great for getting into momentum, in case we do want to get these two Pokemon in. And then I guess we'll go with Taunt. I don't really want to run Defog on this. Taunt support could be great when trying to prevent rocks from opposing things like Heatran. I guess the Wild Charge would be blowing them away anyway. And then we'll go ahead and go right with Hidden Power Ice right here. And I guess since I'm going with HP Ice, I may want to not actually run a minus special attack nature. I'll go with minus actually, I think I'll put the 4 in special defense and then run minus defense, because I see myself wanting to take better hits from Water Shuriken and Gran. So I think that's definitely the better option right here. So we have our Z move slot, and this is a really offensive core right here so far. Still really weak to ground types. Like, Koko did not help at all in that regard, so we need to add something for that. We still do need all our hazard stuff on the board. We need hazard control and hazards. Perhaps I can go with like Healing Wish Latias as well. I guess that wouldn't really help. It would provide us a Levitator to be able to take the ground type attacks, but it still wouldn't be able to take on Zygarde, because Choice Band Zygarde would blow it back with 1,000 arrows anyway. Same with Rotom Wash. I would go with the Defog Rotom, but we already have an electric type and 1,000 arrows. Maybe I can go with Scarf Defog Lando, but I feel like I would want to run Stone. Well, I guess we have Koko to be able to handle Mega Pinsir, so I don't really need Stone Edge if I do run Scarf Lando on this team. Perhaps I can also go with Jirachi, because I need some sort of Fairy Resist, obviously, too. Gengar is not really a Fairy Resist, and Scarf Lele with Psychic type attacks is really threatening right now, so perhaps I can go Jirachi Lando. That would provide us 2 more U-turn users, which would be great. And then maybe I can, well, that would not really provide me with hazard control unless I did run Defog on the Lando, but I think it's really worth it right now. We can run Defog on something else. So we can go with Jirachi right here, and then perhaps we can just go ahead and run the standard spread of the Spadef. So I believe they actually run 152 and then 104 in speed. Actually, I'm pretty sure they go up to 192 now. The speed tiers changed, and they only run 64 in speed, so I guess maybe I want to go, well, I would want slow U-turns, right? So I'll just go ahead and go with the standard spread. And we'll run minus special attack right here, and then let's go ahead and put Leftovers on here, and just the standard Rocks Healing Wish set with a Rocks Iron Head, U-turn, and Healing Wish. So this provides us a nice Fairy and Psychic resist, which I really like. Healing Wish, of course, and I mean, obviously the double Psychic doesn't really matter. We're not even running Psychic type stab on this. And then, I guess, I mean, we still are really weak to Ash Greninja now that I look at it. Maybe we can run Feeny as the defogger. Or I could go with like AV Tanger with plus Lando, but that would mean I would have to run defog on Lando no matter what. Spikes Ferrothorn is also a good bet because it could help me out in terms of like getting up spikes for Gengar, being able to Oko stuff like Mega Latias. I mean, spikes wouldn't affect Mega Latias, but I guess rock support would be the main reason for that. I mean, it would provide me with double steel, which kind of overlaps. I don't really think I need double fairy resist right here. Like, Jirachi is so good with this Spadef investment right here to be able to take on Lele and I guess opposing Shift Gear Magearna, unless they're like Ghost EMZ, but I think perhaps I do want to go with Scarf Lando right here. It can be a nice late game win condition, and it solves that really bad ground type weakness that we have going on right now. Like, we have 3 ground weak Pokemon and Mega Medichams and not taking any sort of ground type attack, so yeah, like from Drill and then Lando and Zygarde, so this can really help out. And I will go ahead and run the standard EVs of 248, 132. I actually think I memorized this perhaps. Maybe I think it's 60 here and then 68 in HP. It's something like this. I'll have to double check again. Or maybe, I think it's maybe 148 in attack and then like 248, 252 speed, something like that. I don't know, I think I actually forgot, which is unfortunate. I really thought I had this down, but I mean, it's just an EV spread. So yeah, we'll go ahead and go with this for now, I guess. And I mean, I'm almost positive this is nowhere near correct, but I'll get it changed before we start battling. And then this is going to be a Scarf Lando, and we're going to run HP Ice for Zygarde and opposing Lando, of course. And then, of course, U-turn, Earthquake, and then do I want to go with Stone Edge or Defog as the thing? Because I think I might be adding Feeny as the last, and that can defog for me. And once Koko gets weakened, this team is really weak to Mega Pinsir. Gengar cannot take a +2 quick attack even from full health, and everything else will get outsped. So I think I will go with Stone Edge right here. It can also be helpful against opposing Tornadus T, which is also very big because we aren't running Roost Koko on this team, so it could get worn down by that. So I think Stone Edge Lando is definitely the better bet right here. And then finally, I have to add Feeny to the team just for defog support and for an Ash Greninja switch in. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll run defog right here, Moonblast, Taunt, and then we'll run, what do I want the last move to be? Nature's Madness, of course, and then Leftovers would be the item of choice right here. So nice Ash Greninja switch in. Water resist in general is great too. We didn't have one up to this point, so helps out against Keldeo too. And then we'll go ahead and go with the spread of max HP, well, near max HP, 8 in defense. We want that even HP stat in case we get Toxic outside of Misty Terrain, because a lot of Pokemon that run Toxic, like Suicune, can actually stall out Terrain pretty easily with sub and stuff, so I think that's a good idea. And then we'll go with this right here. So let me just make sure that I have the correct abilities and everything. All the EVs have been used. I'm going to have to double check this EV spread for sure, but everything else looks good. Obviously, we can make any changes that I want while I'm battling, and I'll be right back with the first game. Okay, I got the first game right here. My opponent is very weak to Gengar. No Ghost Resist on his side of the field right here. I think perhaps maybe my Koko can be a good lead right here, just because it helps out. I mean, I'll know whether they land out a Scarf based on whether Intimidate or Terrain activates first, so let's go ahead and do that right here. He leads off with Glade. This is a very free Z Wild Charge, but I'm really tempted to just go for U-turn. So if I go for U-turn and he stays in, what's the drawback? I guess, I mean, he has Lando and Zeraora. I'm going to go for the U-turn here. He decides to stay in, so had I Z Wild Charged, I would have just blown him away, but it's okay. I don't know if he would go for Ice Punch right away. I do need my Scarf Lando in this game for Kartana. Jirachi is, I think, the least important member here, so let's go on into that right now. He may go for a close combat. He goes right for a knockoff. I really don't mind losing my Jirachi so early. Like, he can take this Pokemon, it's fine. I'll go right here for the rocks on the off chance he wants to do anything weird, but that's totally fine with me. I'm really surprised he stayed in, though. I could have blown it back, but I have several options right here. I can go for a speed tie with my Gengar, or I go out into Scarf Lando. Let's go Lando here, and let me go ahead and go right for the U-turn. And based on the damage on either Torn or Lando, we can figure out what sort of set they're running. Really surprised he stayed in and risked the Z move, though. I wasn't really not expecting that, but I guess he got me right there. He goes Landor's T, so we'll find out whether he's Scarf or defensive. Do we see Helmet? We don't see Helmet. 10%. What's the calc on 10%? Landor's T. Choice Scarf against Landor's. Let's say he was defensive. Okay, so I would have done a lot less, but this is the old Lando T spread. I actually did change it. So 248. Yeah, so he's clearly some sort of offensive variant. Could be Choice Scarf. I think I'm going to go, perhaps, perhaps Medi here. And I'm going to go right for the... He doesn't have good Ice Punch switching, so I'm just going to click it right away. He goes Torn. This is not going to appreciate it. It might be Helmet. Okay, first of all, it didn't take that well at all. I gotta go Koko here. He may go for Hurricane or perhaps even a Z move, but he goes for Hurricane and confuses me. That's really bad. I need to break through to get this U-turn off because I'll be able to knock him out. Man, imagine if I Z move turn 1. He had like Gastrodon, Zeraora, and the Landos. That's what I was so like hesitant to click the Z move, but I guess he got me with it. And we got to move past that. So I'll go right here for another U-turn. Like Koko is the next most expendable member, so I'll go for the U-turn here. And I guess what I can do is maybe bring out Gengar now. He might expect me to be Scarf. Yeah, I think it's time I start breaking with the Gengar, or I go back to Lando. I think I'm gonna go Gengar. I can take a Plasma Fist, I'm pretty sure. If he goes for a Z move, that'll suck. But let's go for a Spec Shadow Ball here. And see if I can start pressuring his team with this Pokemon. The Glade's going to be tricky too, but I think I can beat it. He's probably trying to go for the Scarf Kartana win, which I'm keeping my Lando healthy just for that, but it's going to be a tough time trying to deal with that Pokemon. So let's see if this Gastrodon can actually take 2 of these or not. Oh, it ate that up. Yeah, so Spit-F Gastrodon can't take those hits, which is really... That's pretty bad. I'll go Feeny here every time. As he just goes right for the Recover. This is a free Nature's Madness for me. He may go back to the Zeraora, but I'm going to go for Nature's Madness here. He goes Lando, which I'll take damage on Lando for sure. And it does not appear to... Yeah, I didn't have an item before either, so... Perhaps I'll just go back to my own Landorus T here. And he goes for the Z move. Let's see... so the problem with this is I'm getting my Lando weakened for Kartana, which is exactly what I was trying to avoid. But... I'm going to bank on Gengar being able to take a hit. And let me go right here for the U-turn. He just stays in again. Okay, so I gotta really hope he didn't go for Earthquake. He probably went for U-turn of his own. Maybe I just let Feeny take the hit. He goes for Rocks. I can defog these away right now. He doesn't have a Fairy Resist, so I could always just Moonblast, but I'm going to defog here. As he goes right for the SD, but I was faster, so I can Moonblast him now. And that should be able to pick him off. I am very fast Feeny on this team, so... He may go to Gastrodon, but I have Taunt on this set. He can go for the Scald Burn for sure, but... I don't know. I feel like this game might have just come down to that first turn. I still think we can pull it back, but I guess he expected to outspeed me, and that's why he went for SD. He's probably an Adamant set, and that's why I outspeed right here, so... That could really help me out right now. I need Moonblast to KO it, which I'm pretty sure it will KO offensive Lando. And didn't I already chip down Zeraora? I did a bit, so... That could help me out in the long run, too. So let's see what happens right here. I'm just trying to figure out how I don't get swept by Scarf Kartana. Can Gengar take a +1 Leaf Blade? Gengar, Specs against Kartana. Scarf, Leaf Blade. It can't take a +1 Leaf Blade, so I have to keep my Gengar healthy. So I knock out the Lando, which is great. Out comes Kartana. What's my sack here? Maybe Scarf Lando. No, Scarf Lando can actually win this game on its own. And I need to get kills with Medicham every time it comes in, so what am I sacking? Maybe Feeny on its... No, Feeny's good. He doesn't have a Fairy Resist. I need to sack off maybe... It's either Lando or Koko. Koko's still not worth it. He has Gastrodon plus. His Zeraora is still healthy. Oh, he's actually an SD set. That might be better for me. Actually, is he Timid SD? I gotta Z-Wild Charge him down. This is not gonna do as much as I want, but... Okay, thankfully he's not Timid. So that's really good. I gotta go Gengar once again, and... I gotta double to Medicham, expecting... Gastrodon. Or maybe I just Shadow Ball. Yeah, I think Shadow Ball is an okay play. He may switch this out for sure. But... Yeah, let's see what happens right here. He's actually... I think he's DMing me right now. I'll check it after the game, but... I need to... I really need to Shadow Ball right here, just to try to... Maybe I'll get a Spit-F drop this time. That would definitely be very helpful. But even if not, I can still break with my Medi at this point. I got damage off on the Torn, and Gallade is in range of high jump kick for sure now. I'm almost positive Gallade can't take it from 71. So he goes Gastrodon, so I should have made the double, but this will still do good damage. And once again, no Spit F drop, so always back to Feeny. If he doubles to Cortana, then he's gonna be ahead here, but I'll be able to deal with it for sure. Healthy is Torn? 7%, so it'll be at like, what, 30, about 40% when it comes in, I think? Isn't Regenerator a 4th? I forget, but yeah, let's see what happens right here, because I might be able to break through him with Medicham in the late game. So I get in Feeny right here. Let's see if he just went for Scald or Recover. He goes for Earthquake, so that's totally fine. I'll go right here for a Taunt. Prevent him from recovering again, as he's just going to weaken me. So do I let this happen? No, I gotta go Lando, as he's going to continue to Earthquake. Yeah, he wants my Feeny weakened for, I guess, maybe into range of Gallade, which I might be in range of Gallade now anyway. Let's go for the U-turn here, as he goes to Torn. I don't think Fake Out's going to knock him out, but I know Feeny will take anything, so I can bring that out here. And unless he Hurricane Confusions me right here, I can knock him out with Moonblast, which will really help me out right now. So he goes for U-turn. Curious to see what he wants to take a Moonblast with. Goes back to Gastrodon. So I get a nice drop, but I'm going to Taunt it again. Like, I really can't allow it to recover, as he's going to Scald this time, so he wants to burn. Okay, I'm going to Nature's Madness it now. I guess he expected me to go back to the Landers. And I'll go Lando now. Or do I just stay in? I think my playlist is just to stay in and go for the late game Lando. Yeah, late game Lando looks great right here. Now that I look at it, Cortana's weakened. All I need to do is get rid of this and Torn. So let's go right for a Moonblast here. Goes for Scald. So he's just trying to catch my Lando clearly, which I'm not going to choke it away now. I'm just going to Taunt this again, because at this point, once this Gastrodon is so weakened, he doesn't have a switch into Gengar anymore. So he finally started Earthquaking, which is interesting. I'm going to go for Moonblast now, as he's continuing to Earthquake, which is fine. I'll go for Moonblast here again. Sucks that I have to take all this damage, but I actually crit him right there. That could end up mattering. I don't know if... I mean, I'm pretty sure my 2 Tapu Fini's in range of everything now anyway, so I don't think the crit mattered. Like, yeah, it's in range of Hurricane for sure. It's in range of Cortana, Zeraora, and everything. So, out comes Cortana. At this point, what I need to do is sack off this Mon by just going for Moonblast, and then get in Gengar and click Shadow Ball. Oh, he actually has Synthesis. That shouldn't matter, I don't think. In fact, I'll just spam Moonblast here. He has no reason not to Synthesis to full, but... yeah, now I go Gengar. And I click Shadow Ball for a kill. Ideally, he gives me Torn, and then I win with Landorus T, but I don't think he'll do that. I think he'll probably sack off Zeraora, or maybe even this here. This game may come down to speed tie. He gives me Cortana, which is... I'll take Cortana any day, but... Healthy is my Medicham. 83. So it can't actually... So he goes Gallade here. I think this game comes down to this speed tie right here, which we are able to win and knock out the Gallade right there. So, yeah, I think... I mean, once I got the early play wrong against the Gallade with the Z move, I would have had to play for that speed tie in the endgame anyway, I think. I'll go for Shadow Ball here. He goes for Knockoff, which will be able to bring me quite far down. I'm able to go ahead and weaken that. I can go for Shadow Ball again. And, do I go for the Medicham play, or do I go Landorus T? So if I go Medicham and I go for Fake Out, I'll get damage off on Zeraora and put it in range of my... Is he Scarf Zeraora? He might be Scarf Zeraora. In which case, I gotta go Lando here. And I gotta go for... Will U-turn knock him out? Tornadus T. Flyinium Z. Landorus. Well, actually, he's not Flyinium. He's the pivot set. But let's calc this anyway. It looks like I'm going to have to go for a prediction here. Okay, so I knock that out. And all I got to do is Stone Edge this. If I hit the Stone Edge, I win, basically. So he is Scarf, but... As I said, he can't beat my Medicham with the Grass Knot, so I'll be able to Fake Out and then Ice Punch for the KO. And that is going to be that game right there. So we were able to pull it back, which is very cool, and I'll be right back with another one. Okay, I got the next game right here. My opponent has an Audino, which I don't even know if that gets Trick Room. I know it gets like a Wish. It might get Healing Wish or something like that, but as a lead right here, I know Uxie doesn't really run any attacks ever, so I'm going to lead off with Gengar. And if he actually has Psychic, then he got me, but I don't think they ever run that coverage, so I'm going to go for Shadow Ball. Bring him all the way down. Get a Spit After Up. Ideally, no Psychic. I'm not going to risk him having Psychic. I'm going to go Jirachi. As he goes for Rocks. And what this allows me to do is get up my own Rocks. There's really no point to him clicking the Magic Coat, because he'll just be stalling out his own Trick Room turns, and I'll be able to get my Rocks up eventually anyway. So he goes hard Alolan Marowak. The question is now, what can I beat him with outside of Trick Room? I think Mega Medicham can win on its own outside of Trick Room in this game, so all I gotta do is keep that healthy. As in terms of switching in right here, perhaps Land or T. Or it's either Lando or Stay, and he's gonna go for Shadow Bone. I think Lando. As he goes for Shadow Bone, does a ton even though I'm weakened right now. I think I can actually beat him with Feeny alone too. Let's sack this off. He's just gonna click it again, but I really can't like do anything about it. Yeah, so now that Trick Room's gone, I can do things. So let's go back to Gengar here, and I forget what type is Audino. Audino is a normal type, so I'm actually going to Focus Blast here, expecting that switch. Nice. Ideally, I hit the attack. Nice, and it is Chople Berry, so good play on his part. He may go to Alolan Marowak here, but I'm going to click it again. And I hit 2 of them, that's a miracle. And I'm able to go ahead and get rid of Audino's. Chople Berry was a cool tech. Obviously, I got a little bit lucky there hitting 2 of those, but out comes this. I just want to get damage off for my Medicham. Unfortunately, I missed that one. It's okay, though. I have Jirachi right here to switch in. And Jirachi, with all my Spit F, should be able to take some hits and stall out Trick Room turns. So there's a Thunderbolt. No Paragood. And now what I get to do is just go for Iron Head to chip him down. I want him in range of my high jump kick, so go Swampert, which, I mean, he can Earthquake here. I think maybe I should just take the damage on Feeny. He has a Bulu at the end of the day, and I really can't break that mon. So let's go Feeny here. As he makes a play and goes for Earthquake, so, I mean, it wasn't really a play, like, that was my switch in. Let's go for Moonblast now. Okay, so now I gotta figure out how I'm dealing with this. I might have to get some 50-50s right with my Medicham here against the Alolan Marowak, so let's go for Fake Out. As he sacks off Uxie. So that's cool. I don't know if I actually knock out the Alolan Marowak outside of Trick Room. So yeah, he has to go Bulu here, and Bulu will be able to do some work against me. I'll go Jirachi here, because at the end of the day I can try to flinch down Magearna to prevent Trick Room. He goes for a Banded Woodhammer. That does so much. This might outspeed me. If it is Jolly. Actually, I think Adamant would outspeed 252 as well. He goes right back to Swampert, which his Earthquake is weakened, but I still can't do anything about it. Yeah, I think I'll just stand and spam Iron Head. And then once I weaken this thing, I can win with my Medicham. So there's a flinch, which is cool. I'm not going for the flinches, I'm just waiting until he knocks me out by breaking through. And any flinches that I get are just added bonus, but he finally knocks me out right there. Let's try to maybe... I think I go Medicham. And what I'm going to do with Medicham here is click High Jump Kick, because whether or not he goes Alolan Marowak, I'll be able to Zen Headbutt that after. So I knock that out, which is cool. He has to go back to Bulu here, I think, which... It's not going to take an Ice Punch from that range. And we know it's Choice Banded. That has to be Choice Banded for my Jirachi. So I knock that out, and I think we just have this game wrapped up now. And Uxie is so bulky. You know Uxie takes Banded Hyperspace Fury from Hoopa? Okay, so I need to hit this. I said wrapped up too early, didn't I? Yeah, okay, so I do hit. Nice. And then he can't win with the Alolan Marowak, but I guess I'll try to Zen Headbutt here. And Gengar's going to be able to wrap up this game, assuming that this mon doesn't. And I'll just Ice Punch now. So yeah, Mega Medicham I knew was the win con outside of Trick Room. I'll go ahead and drop a GG. Like, once I got rid of the Trick Room, like, there was no way he could stop Medichams. And like I said, even if he went Alolan Marowak on my high jump kick, I could just Zen Headbutt that after. I guess maybe he would have survived based on that damage right there, but I don't know, I flinched him, so that would have been interesting. But he didn't make the play, so I'll be right back with another one. Okay, I got the next game right here. My opponent's Ghost Resist is Greninja, but I think it's going to be AV Magearna because, like, he doesn't really switch into Ash Greninja with anything else, so Let's perhaps lead off here with my... Maybe a Koko could be a good lead, but yeah, I think Koko is fine. Maybe I'll actually get the prediction correct. So his Intimidate went off second, so he's not actually Choice Scarf. So I can go right here for the U-turn. Unless, I mean, I know I'm faster. This is the main important thing right here. So let's go for the U-turn. We don't see Helmet, and that was way too much damage for a... I mean, I know I'm physical Koko, but that was still a lot of damage for a resisted U-turn, so... I'll go here to my own Landorus T. This is a little bit risky, but I think I can deal with it. Goes for Rocks. He may go for HP Ice here. I'm hoping he actually tries to SD up. That would be the best case. Yeah, there we go. And now I can HP Ice it twice to knock it out. Which I will be doing right now. I'm not going to risk him knocking something out, so... That worked out for me. I guess he expected me to be a different set. Maybe get up Rocks there, but... That's probably his Z-move user gone now, too. This, I really got a HP Ice. Like, I know I'm putting myself in a bad position against Mawile, but... Yeah, like, I can't let that happen. And perhaps now what I can do is go Jirachi on the Leaf Blade. And then... Maybe go Koko here on the knockoff. Yeah, okay. And then what I can do now is just go for the Gigavolt Havoc. And I'll be able to not get rid of it, but I'll put it in range of Fake Out. So ideally I get a higher roll here, and maybe I knock it out. No, and he actually is Wiki Berry. Of course he's Wiki Berry. I find the one set that completely messes me up. Whatever. Let's go here into Landorus, and... I can't stay in. Well, I think I just lose to this. I can't beat this set, right? Oh, hold up. Maybe I can. Okay, so Scarf Lando is better than Jirachi in the late game. So let's go Jirachi here. And then go for the U-turn. Okay, so this Cortana just tore through my team, but I think it's still winnable. And Lando is so good. Let's go for a Fake Out here. And I need it to KO from 12. I think it will. If it doesn't, then I'm in an even worse spot now. But I think this knocks it out. Nope. Okay, well, scratch the Lando. And I go right back to this and click Fake Out again. I gotta bank on him preserving. Nah, I gotta Fake Out. Okay, good. And now let's see. Like, I still don't think I have a way out of it. Like, that Cortana just tore through my team. Unfortunately, it was Wiki Berry, which is like the most random item. And he probably has Sucker Punch on Mawile, so I don't think I can win this game. But I will try what I can. Goes Latios, which, like, I'm going Feeny against. As he goes for Sashock. I can't even, like, deal with that because, like, I'm going to be put in range of Greninja, and then I'm just going to lose to Dark Pulse. So I have to switch out again. But I can't. And he crits me anyway, so let's at least see whether I could get a speed tie here. Like, if I can win a speed tie, that would be cool. Nah, he's probably Scarf. So I'll go ahead and Ice Punch here and drop the GG in chat. So yeah, I just got torn apart by the Cortana. Medicham's Clutch though and is able to live the hit and knock that out, so makes it look closer, I guess, not that it matters. And I'll go ahead and try to drop the high jump kick, and he would have to go for like Dark Pulse and miss. I mean Hydro Pump and miss, but he's able to win that. I'll be right back with another game. Okay, so my next opponent here has a very threatening team with a Garchomp plus Mega Alakazam core right here for his offense, I guess alongside Greninja, and maybe Koko too, but the Mega Alakazam is my biggest problem here. I need to keep Jirachi and Scarf Lando around, but I think he's going to lead off with the Garchomp, yeah. And what I can do is get up my... I can go for an HP Ice here, and hopefully he tries to SD. Goes for Rocks, and then switches to Pharaoh. So, what am I doing about this? Like, he's going to lead Sheet, right? I need to keep Feeny healthy. Gengar is really great at breaking here. Jirachi is... He may be Scarf Rocks Chomp. Jirachi is the switch-in. He actually doubles to Koko. So, do I just trade Rocks? I think I'm going to trade Rocks in this game. I mean, he's really not weak to Rocks at all. Okay, I'll go back to Lando every time. As he goes for the Continental Crush. So it was Z the entire time. I always HP Ice here. I really can't allow him to... I think U-turn... Like, his switch is so obvious, right? Like, let's just go for U-turn. Fortunately, I got it wrong. He's gonna go for what? An Outrage? I mean, he's at -1. Feeny can take the hits. And I'm not going to let Feeny take another one. I'm going to go right back to my landers because, as I said, Greninja plus Gastrodon are a problem. And yeah, now what I'll do is go for a very free U-turn now. And I'll get rid of that more than I wanted, like at more of a cost than I wanted to, but it's okay. Like, I'm really weak to Zam now. I need to Healing Wish back my landers, basically. And let's go here and maybe... I could just try to get the Healing Wish off now. Depending on what he brings out. Yeah, I need to Healing Wish this mon back. Like, it is so good in the late game with Earthquake. So let's ideally he doesn't go Grand, but he may just go out into that and click Dark Pulse. I have a lot of Spidef. Can I take Specs Dark Pulse? Because I'm willing to sacrifice this mon, like, very fast. So let's go ahead and calc this. If he flinches me and I would have lived it, then that would be unfortunate, but... 103 against Landers. Now against Jirachi. Or use Stealth Rock. I can take a Dark Pulse. And I need to Healing Wish. Nope. Okay, so now what I need to do is get it in against Gastrodon, so... Feeny's my switch now. That really sucks. I would have gotten in my Lando and pretty much claimed one there. Like, Gastrodon, if it was Spidef, I don't think was taking anything. I guess what I'll do is Moonblast. Because he goes Zam, so this probably has, like, Recover. Man, that really sucks. So do I just keep this in now and go for the Lando in? Yeah, let's go for the Moonblast here. As he just Psychics, like, straight up. So I'm gonna go Koko here and really hope he thinks I'm Scarf. And try to get that Healing Wish off that I was talking about. Come on, go Ferrothorn. Goes Gastrodon. Okay, cool. So let's go Jirachi here. Healing Wish back my Mon. Bring back this Landorus, which I desperately need alive in this game. Go for U-turn, and I gotta get in Medicham and hope it doesn't get burnt. He goes for Toxic, actually. That's okay. I'm okay with Toxic. Let's go for a high jump kick. And I need to hit this high jump kick. Nice. Okay, so Gastrodon's down. This game's still winnable. Okay, so it goes Gran. I don't have a water resist, but I can go Koko on the Dark Pulse. So he thought Dark Pulse was the safer play, apparently. I don't get that because I'm pretty sure my Mon would have lived, but... Goes Koko and takes a million. Ideally, I win. If it is a tie right here, I win it and get the U-turn off. It appears he is Scarf. So I go Medicham every time. As he goes Ferrothorn. This might have Protect, but I got a high jump kick. I don't think he has Protect. Nice. Okay, I hit that. I think maybe Medicham can win this game alone with Fake Out Pressure. Or actually, can my Lando just win now? Maybe. So Gengar's the sack here, not Medicham. Goes for Dark Pulse. I go out into this here. Click Earthquake. And then I think it comes down to Shuriken. My Medi's in range of Shuriken. I need to crit Fake Out. Yeah, I have to crit Fake Out here. It's so close, but unfortunately he's going to win the game right there. So that was a really close game right there. Unfortunately, like, I didn't get some of the early gameplays right, and he was definitely able to go ahead and get the upper hand. I think the big game-changing moment was definitely me mispredicting against the Garchomp, but it is what it is, and I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here. My opponent is really weak to Gengar. I just spam Shadow Ball, but I've not been playing very smart in the last two games. I'm not gonna lie. We started off 2-0, now 2-2. My least expendable Pokemon, well, my most expendable Pokemon here are my Landorus and my... Yeah, because he has Ferrothorn, Bulu, Zapdos, and all them, so Landorus is not very good, and then Koko is definitely very solid. Jirachi is not very good here either. In fact, I'm going to lead Jirachi as he leads Tapu Bulu, because I want to see if I can get up rocks, and maybe he won't go right to Zapdos to defog them. He probably will, but... Like, that's what I love about Jirachi, right? Like, even if when it doesn't do anything, you can always Healing Wish a more important Pokemon back to health. Back to, like, a good amount. So that's very good in terms of how Jirachi operates. Now, if I can... He unfortunately has Double Grass, but... So he actually does stay in. Just to all-out pummeling. I'll go for U-turn now. Like, what are you gonna do if you stay in? I'll go Gengar. Oh, Medicham. Bet. I'm gonna go out into Gengar here and claim one. In fact, there's no reason not to click Shadow Ball here. Like, Ferrothorn will not appreciate the hits. Nearly got 2-hit KO'd. So, once again, Jirachi is always my switch-in. Like, it's the most expendable Pokemon. If I Focus Blasted, that would have been great. I actually think I might have just knocked it out, but I'll go right for a U-turn. As, what's my next expendable Pokemon here? Landorus is the next expendable Pokemon, so it goes for a Spike. That's okay. I'll just start Earthquaking here. Or maybe I should U-turn again. Let's just go for Earthquake and see what happens. Okay, so I do a good amount of damage. He goes for Spike again instead of healing up, so I'll continue to weaken him now. I don't really mind this whole scenario. There's a Leech Seed. He's going to go for Protect for sure, so I'm just going to Earthquake again, actually. As he didn't Protect, nice. So I'm able to get that correct. I guess he double Leech Seeded, but Landorus is still healthy, and Landorus is not even an important Pokemon, so now I can sack off my Jirachi here. As he goes for a sub. I can't flinch a sub, but I should be faster. And he would have to Superpower to knock me out, right? So yeah, that's going to make him take drops and all that, and what this allows me to do is get in my... It allows me to get in Gengar and click Shadow Ball. I don't know why, I feel kind of hesitant to do that. I kind of want to lure him. Can I knock him out with... If he's at -1 with Bulu, can I knock him out with my Koko? Sub SD at -1 against Koko. Z Wild Charge? Wild Charge would do a lot. Z Wild Charge is knocking him out. I got a kill right here with Koko, and I'm gonna take it while I can. Yeah, I'm gonna take something right now. I'm pretty sure Jirachi will go down. Koko will definitely go. I'm pretty sure it goes down after hazards. Come on, can this drop? Nice. And out comes this. Landorus is the most expendable Pokemon. Goes for a Wish though, so what's he trying to heal up? Maybe he's trying to get in Zapdos for free. I'm just gonna Earthquake and bring him all the way down. So that's really good. Maybe he goes Medicham here. No, he heals up his Bulu, which that's okay with me. Once again, I think I just... Well, actually, Feeney's not very good anymore either. No, Feeney's okay. It can taunt the Zapdos to prevent roosts, and it can take a hit for Medicham, so I'll stay in here. And I will continue to Earthquake. I don't think he would be sub-bulk up. Like, as long as he's not sub-bulk up, it's fine. If he's sub-SD, I don't really care. So he's going to try to get in on a turn where I want to be able to break his sub, which is the main thing. So he goes for Horn Leech. He's going to sub again here. That I know. So I'm going to go Koko. Yeah, there's a sub. And what I can do now is go for the U-turn to break the sub, and then get in Lando, get the Intimidate off, and go from there. Yeah. As he goes right for an SD. So now, yeah, this is okay. I just spam HP Ice until I go down. And that's going to be breaking subs, so this is okay with me. And then in the late game here, I can win with my Medicham. In fact, I can go Gengar now. And Gengar should be able to knock this out with Shadow Ball. Sacks off Jirachi, smart play. He has to go Zapdos and hope he lives. I could just stand against Zapdos, but it would be dumb if I don't live. So let's go out into Koko here. And just click U-turn. No, my play is always Wild Charge, actually. I can taunt Bulu to prevent a sub, and then Zapdos cannot beat my Gengar after that. So yeah, this is my best play right here, to go for Wild Charge. And then Gengar can knock out the Medicham, so... Yeah, I think this is going to be the end game right here. I actually got a crit, which is cool. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna prevent this. And I will be going for HP Ice here, actually, in case he goes back to Bulu. Yeah, HP Ice is fine. As he goes for Discharge, I did nothing with HP Ice. But I think Gengar comes in now, and maybe just click Sludge Wave to clean. Yeah, I think Sludge Wave cleans. As it does, yeah, it definitely wins. So it looks like Gengar is going to wrap up the last game here. Unless, yeah, Bullet Punch crit might knock me out. Yeah, but he doesn't get the crit. Okay, so that's good. And that is going to be the game right there. So Gengar is going to go ahead and wrap up the last game right there, which is definitely very cool. Did hope you guys enjoyed, of course, and once again, the team will be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out. And I'll see you next time. Later.